Hello, English learners, and welcome back to your English teacher, the channel that helps you learn English naturally, confidently, and effectively. Today's lesson is not about grammar, pronunciation, or vocabulary. It's about something much deeper, the hidden mistakes that stop millions of people from becoming fluent in English. These mistakes are not about your intelligence or hard work. They're about mindset and approach. Many English learners study for years, but feel stuck at the same level. If that sounds familiar, this episode is for you. By the end of this session, you'll understand the biggest traps that block your English progress, why they happen, and most importantly, how to break free from them. So, make yourself comfortable, focus your mind, and let's uncover the truth about learning English that few people ever talk about. Have you ever noticed that you can understand a lot of English but still struggle to speak it? Or that new words disappear from your memory as soon as you learn them? That's not because you're bad at languages. It's because of how your brain learns. Studies show that you need to see or hear a new word at least 5 to 16 times before you truly remember it. Yet most students expect to remember it after hearing it just once. This unrealistic expectation causes frustration and self-doubt. Think about how babies learn their first language. They make mistakes every day. They say things like, "I go to school," or "she run fast." But no one corrects them harshly. They keep talking, listening, and experimenting until it becomes natural. Adults, however, become self-conscious. We want to be perfect right away. We start fearing mistakes. And that fear creates one of the biggest barriers in language learning. The first major trap is the fear of speaking. Many learners understand grammar and vocabulary well, yet they freeze when they need to speak. Their minds fill with questions. What if I make a mistake? What if people don't understand me? What if my accent sounds strange? Before they know it, the opportunity to speak is gone. This fear feels like hard work. You watch videos, study grammar, and memorize words. But when it's time to speak, you can't. Your knowledge stays locked inside your head. The truth is, mistakes are not failures. They're evidence that you're learning. Each mistake shows you what to work on next. Even native speakers make mistakes all the time. They forget words, use wrong tenses, and restart sentences. The difference is that they don't let small errors stop them from communicating. If you want to overcome this trap, start with this simple habit. Set a short daily speaking goal. Talk out loud for 2 minutes about your day, describe what's around you, or explain something simple. Don't worry about grammar or pronunciation. Just express your thoughts clearly. Record yourself if possible. Listening to your own voice helps you notice progress. Remember this truth. You cannot learn to swim by reading about swimming. You have to get in the water. The same applies to English. You have to speak to learn to speak. The second trap is the grammar obsession. Many learners believe that to speak well, they must first master all the grammar rules. So they spend months memorizing tenses, exceptions, and sentence structures. Then, when they try to speak, their brains slow down. They think, is this the past perfect or the past continuous? Or do I use a or the? By the time they decide, the conversation has already moved on. Grammar is useful, but it's not the goal. The goal is communication. Grammar is just a tool that helps you express ideas clearly. When you focus too much on rules, you lose your natural flow. You start to sound robotic, not real. The best way to learn grammar is through real use. Notice how people speak in conversations, TV shows, or podcasts. Pay attention to patterns and rhythms. Let your ears learn first, and your brain will catch up later. For example, instead of memorizing present perfect tense, Observe how it's used in real life. I've been waiting for hours. I've just finished my work. You'll notice how these forms feel natural in specific situations. Practice grammar by using it. When you learn a new tense, create your own sentences. Write a short story or talk about your day using that tense. The more you use it, the faster it becomes automatic. Even native speakers don't use perfect grammar all the time. In real conversations, they shorten phrases, mix tenses, and leave sentences incomplete. What matters most is that the listener understands them. So stop chasing grammatical perfection. Chase connection instead. The third trap is comparing yourself to others. This is one of the most painful habits for language learners. You watch someone online speaking fluently, and you immediately feel discouraged. You think, why am I not like that yet? But what you don't see is the journey behind that person's fluency, the years of practice, the thousands of mistakes, the times they wanted to give up. You only see the result, not the process. Social media makes this worse. Everywhere you look, people seem fluent, confident, and perfect. But remember, people usually show their best moments, not their struggles. Comparison leads to frustration, and frustration kills motivation. When you feel demotivated, you practice less. When you practice less, you improve slower. It becomes a cycle that keeps you stuck. The truth is, learning English is not a race. It's a personal journey. Everyone's path is different. Some people have more time, exposure, or experience. Others are just starting out. Focus on your own progress. Track your growth. Write down small victories. Words you've learned, conversations you've had, things you can now understand that used to confuse you. You'll realize you've come further than you think. Your only real competition is who you were yesterday. The fourth trap is passive learning. Passive learning feels productive. You read articles, watch movies, listen to podcasts, but you rarely use what you learn. It feels like progress, but it's incomplete. You might understand English perfectly, but when you try to speak or write, nothing comes out. That's because passive input alone doesn't build active skills. Think of it like watching cooking videos without ever entering a kitchen. You'll know the recipes, but you won't know how to cook. To become fluent, you must combine passive and active learning. Listen, read, and watch English, but then immediately use it. After watching a video, summarize it out loud. After reading an article, write a short paragraph about it. After learning new words, use them in sentences. Here are 2 effective techniques. 1. The echo method. After listening to someone speak, pause and repeat what they said in your own words. This helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. 2. The summary method. After reading or watching, write a brief summary in English. This strengthens memory and builds fluency. You can even teach what you learn. Explaining a concept to someone else, whether they understand English or not, forces you to organize your thoughts clearly. Teaching is one of the most powerful forms of learning. Transform your English practice from passive to active, and your fluency will grow faster than ever. Now, it's time for our phrase of the day, something simple yet deeply powerful. Practice makes progress, not perfection. Many people say practice makes perfect, but that idea can be dangerous. Perfection creates pressure. Progress creates growth. Every time you practice, you get a little better. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. Every attempt builds confidence. Use this phrase whenever you feel frustrated. For example, I know my pronunciation isn't perfect yet, but practice makes progress. Or, don't worry about small mistakes. Practice makes progress. Perfection is not the goal. Improvement is. Let's quickly review what we discovered today. Fear of speaking keeps you silent and limits your progress. Learn to see mistakes as feedback, not failure. Grammar obsession slows you down. Focus on natural communication, not perfect structure. Comparison with others destroys motivation. Celebrate your own small wins and keep improving at your pace. Passive learning feels productive, but doesn't build fluency. Combine it with active speaking and writing practice. These are not just tips, they're proven principles that can completely transform how you learn English. Choose one trap that you often fall into and focus on fixing it this week. Notice how your confidence and progress improve. Learning English doesn't have to be stressful or complicated. The key is not perfection. It's consistency, curiosity, and courage. You don't have to speak like a native speaker to communicate effectively. You just need to express your thoughts clearly and confidently. If this lesson helped you understand your learning journey better, don't forget to subscribe to Your English Made Easy for more practical tips that truly work. We're here to guide you every step of the way toward English fluency. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, progress may feel slow, but every small step counts. Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep believing in yourself. Your English fluency is closer than you think.